What is up, everybody? This is the Halloween Hunters here, and today we're I don't know, what is this, day 3? We found a faulty spark plug. So Shad and Cam came yesterday, and we were doing some code reading on it, and we got the misfire code for cylinder 5. We took the coil packs out and held them like this, and you could see them sparking. Well, the coil packs are over there, but they lead those as spark plugs, and the actual packs were all working. Spark plugs, we could see if you pull one of these out and you shove the spark plug in it, you should see the spark plug fire. And we did, except for cylinder 5. Cylinder 5 spark plug was dead. So we got some new ones. I just bought the cheapest of the cheap. Some Autolite coppers. These are good. I used them in the PT Cruiser, I think, but they're good. So we're gonna use those and change all the spark plugs on this and see if it runs any better. I still think there's a vacuum leak somewhere, but we'll get to that after we change these sparks. Okay, and just so you guys know, before I change all the spark plugs myself, what you're gonna do is you're gonna first undo your cross member here. You're going to take off this huge coil pack thing here. It's 2 bolts, actually 4, but mine only has 2. You can unplug these to get it out of your way. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pop these off. So here's number 5. I'm going to pop this off. You just pull this out. Then you're going to get your socket. Has a piece of rubber in there to grab the plug. You stick it in the hole. Like that, and then wrong way. Sometimes that may be a little tight. There you go. Now once you take it out, which after you kind of crack it, you can just do it by hand. Sometimes they don't like to stick into the spark plug socket. So there's 2 ways you could do it. You could get it out if it's not sticking to your spark plug socket. Okay, that should be enough. And I'll lift out and see it didn't grab it. So trick number 2 is you could just use this and stick it back in there and it'll grab it. Or even easier than that, one of these little tool magnets. These are like $2. You stick it in there, ta-da, and grab your spark plug. Then what you do is you pop out your new one. Try not to touch any of the part that fires. Then what I do is I get my tool again, my ratchet here, and I stick it inside like this. And then you get a little bit of anti-seize. You can buy these for a couple cents, or you can buy a big bottle. The big bottle's at Shad's house, so I just have one of these little guys. And you just pour a little on. Oh, that's way too much, but if you pour too much, just use it on another one. And you rub that in the threads. And what this does is, oh my God, my filming. You rub it in the threads. You don't want too much. I put a little too much there, but what it does is it makes sure that it doesn't seize or get stuck. So then when you put in your plug here, it should be in tight now. All right. Obviously these plugs get very hot inside the block, and if you don't use anti-seize, there's a possibility that they will get stuck. They can like weld themselves to the block. It's rare. You don't have to use anti-seize. It's just very recommended. It's only a few pennies. I think that little pack is like 35 cents or something like that. Okay, and then you don't need to even put it too tight. Just nice hand tie and done. And then you pop your pack back in. If you guys notice, what I'm doing is, and then you shove that in all the way, make sure it goes as far as it can. If you guys notice, I'm going one at a time. you don't want to take everything out because you might forget where your wires go. So just do it one at a time. It's real easy. That's 3 down. And I just did one of them one-handed. Now, I'll keep doing the rest. Okay, so all the plugs are changed. I made sure you want to push in the center. You might hear a little pop where it really seals good. We put our coil packs back on. I don't want to put the cross member on yet, just in case. Now, first startup, see if that made a difference, because like I said, cylinder 5's spark plug was dead. So now we got all fresh plugs and the coil pack seemed to be good. We'll see how she runs. Still feels a little rough. Like, I don't think that's supposed to move that much. Tensioner. My new baby. I mean, it sounds better than it did. I'll say that. I still think there might be a little vacuum leak somewhere. But it's definitely feels a little better. Car coming behind me. Oh, it feels a lot better. Well, now cylinder 5 is actually firing. Engine RPMs are still a little low. When I'm on the brake, I think there's a vacuum leak and we're gonna have to find it. There's probably a vacuum leak. I don't know where. It is driving smoother though, I'll tell you that. I don't have a code reader, unfortunately. My friend Shad has a really nice one, so he can read it again later. But that's another thing fixed. So far we found PCV valve that was messed up. Still low RPMs when you're on the brake. Leads me to believe there's a vacuum leak, something to do with the brakes. This is a fun ass car though, I'll tell you that. It's a fun car to drive. It's got some speed. It's a hearse. Hearses are always fun to drive. And the seats are super comfortable. I could whip this car around. You can go on a road trip in this thing. It's driving a lot better, I'll say that. But it's not going super fast. Then again, it's a hearse, so it's really supposed to go super fast. Crash that exhaust. If I'm in reverse or if I'm in drive, and if I'm in reverse or drive, like my foot's on the brake right now, and it's idling good. If I go to reverse with my foot on the brake, it goes way low. Way low. Go back to neutral though, it comes back up. So when my foot's on the brake and there's the pressure of the transmission, so now the car wants to move, but I'm on the brake so it can't, and it goes way low RPMs. Go to neutral where the car doesn't have no pressure to move it, back up. Foot still on the brake. Now I'll do reverse, and you'll see the same thing. It'll start dropping low. Then we go to park, foot on the brake still, goes back up to normal. Now I'm off the brake. Strange. I think there's a little vacuum leak somewhere. Well guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Today we just did the spark plugs, and that was it. I gotta get Shad to do code reading again to see if we're still getting a misfire, and it definitely has, I still think it has a leak, a vacuum leak to do something with the brakes, to the engine, to the intake, because that's the only time this car really has a problem. I'm gonna try to make a video every time we work on this thing, but I'm also gonna try to make them shorter, because I know the last couple were really long and I was just kind of rambling like I'm doing right now. But it's a real fun car, and I really would like to get it driving correctly the way it's supposed to be. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the build, if you like us working on hearses and buying cool Halloween stuff like this, then subscribe. And we try to post videos every time we're buying Halloween stuff or going to events or buying hearses, working on hearses. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.